Your partner is experiencing deep regret and anger right now, and they don't know how to face you. They made a choice that cut you deeply by trusting someone else over you, and now that person has shown their true colors in the most shocking way possible. The woman they defended, the one they believed instead of listening to your concerns, has revealed herself to be exactly what you warned them about. Right now, your partner is sitting somewhere feeling sick to their stomach about the decision they made. They're angry at themselves, angry at her, and terrified about what this means for your relationship. Every warning you gave them is playing back in their mind, and they're realizing how blind they were to her manipulation. The signs you tried to point out, the ones they dismissed as jealousy or overthinking, have all proven to be accurate. Your partner is now seeing clearly what you saw from the beginning, and the truth is hitting them like a punch to the gut. They trusted her word over yours, defended her actions, and pushed aside your valid concerns. Now they're discovering that your instincts were right all along, and they feel like a complete fool for not listening to the person who loves them most. Your partner chose to believe another woman's lies instead of trusting your judgment, and that decision has created serious damage in your relationship. When you tried to express your concerns about her, they shut you down. When you pointed out red flags, they made excuses for her behavior. When you asked them to be careful, they accused you of being insecure or controlling. This wasn't just about being wrong about one person. This was about your partner choosing an outsider over you when it mattered most. They defended her when she didn't deserve it, and in doing so, they failed to protect your relationship from someone who was actively working to harm it. The betrayal runs deeper than just poor judgment. You felt abandoned by the one person who should always have your back. Every time they took her side, every time they dismissed your feelings, every time they made you feel crazy for seeing what was right in front of everyone, it chipped away at the foundation of trust between you. Now your partner is realizing that their blind faith in her didn't just hurt you, it gave her power to manipulate situations and create even more problems. She used their trust as a weapon against your relationship, and they handed her that weapon willingly. The woman they thought was helping was actually working to destroy what you both built together. The mask finally slipped, and your partner saw her true nature in a way that couldn't be denied or explained away. Maybe they caught her in a lie that was too big to cover up. Maybe they witnessed her treating someone else with cruelty when she thought no one important was watching. Or maybe they finally heard what she really says about them behind their back. Whatever happened, it was undeniable proof that everything you warned them about was true. The sweet, helpful facade she maintained around your partner crumbled, revealing the manipulative person underneath. Your partner is now seeing how calculated her behavior has been all along, how she said exactly what they wanted to hear while working against your relationship behind the scenes. They're remembering all the times you pointed out inconsistencies in her stories, times when her actions didn't match her words, moments when something felt off about her behavior. All those red flags you noticed are suddenly crystal clear to them now. The way she always seemed to be around during your arguments, how she offered advice that somehow made things worse, how she positioned herself as the voice of reason while subtly undermining your bond. Your partner is realizing that you weren't being paranoid or jealous. You were being protective of something precious. You saw through her act because you truly know what genuine care looks like, and her version was a cheap imitation. Now they understand that your concerns came from love, not insecurity, and they feel ashamed for not recognizing the difference. Right now, your partner is drowning in shame about not trusting your judgment when it mattered most. They're angry at themselves for being so easily deceived by someone who played them like a puppet. The guilt about the pain they caused you by consistently taking her side is eating them alive, and they don't know how to face what they've done. They're processing the devastating realization that you saw through her from day one, while they were completely blind to her manipulation. This isn't just about being wrong, it's about failing you as a partner when you needed their support and trust. They're replaying every conversation where they defended her against your concerns, and each memory feels like a knife twisting in their chest. The fear that they've permanently damaged your relationship is keeping them awake at night. They know that sorry isn't enough to fix what happened, but they don't know what would be. Pride is battling with the desperate need to make things right, and they're struggling with how to admit they were completely wrong about everything. They're also grappling with how easily they were manipulated, questioning their own judgment about other people and situations. If they couldn't see through her obvious act, what else are they missing? This realization is shaking their confidence in ways that go far beyond just this one situation, and they're wondering how they became so vulnerable to deception. This betrayal of trust has affected the very foundation of your partnership in ways that extend far beyond just being wrong about one person. When your partner chose to believe her over you repeatedly, it sent a message that your feelings and perceptions don't matter as much as an outsider's opinion. That message has created emotional walls between you that feel almost impossible to break down. The intimacy and closeness you once shared has been replaced by distance and hurt. Every conversation feels loaded with the weight of this betrayal. You find yourself questioning whether to share concerns with your partner, knowing they might dismiss or minimize your feelings again. The easy trust and communication you once had has been replaced by careful calculation of what's safe to say. Your partner's fear that you'll never fully trust their judgment again is well-founded because trust, once broken, requires consistent action over time to rebuild. They're starting to understand that this incident has changed how you see them, not just as someone who made a mistake, but as someone who failed to protect your relationship when it was under attack. The broader pattern of not valuing your insights and intuition has become glaringly obvious now. This wasn't an isolated incident of poor judgment. It was part of a larger problem where your partner didn't give your perspective the weight it deserved. They're beginning to see how their dismissal of your concerns wasn't just about her, but about not fully respecting your wisdom and experience in relationships. She didn't randomly stumble into your partner's trust. She targeted their specific weaknesses with surgical precision. Maybe your partner likes to be seen as helpful and understanding, so she positioned herself as someone who desperately needed their support. Maybe they pride themselves on being fair and giving everyone a chance, so she played the misunderstood victim who just needed someone to believe in her. She gradually positioned herself as the helpful friend who only wanted the best for your relationship, while simultaneously planting seeds of doubt about your behavior and reactions. Her advice always sounded reasonable on the surface, but somehow following it always made your relationship problems worse. She offered a shoulder to cry on when you and your partner fought, then subtly encouraged those fights by sharing just enough concern to sound caring while feeding the conflict. The most dangerous part of her manipulation was how she made your partner feel special, like they were the only one who really understood her, the only one wise enough to see past her difficult exterior to the good person underneath. She created a sense of loyalty by making them feel chosen, while simultaneously making you look like the unreasonable one who couldn't appreciate her complexity. Your partner is now seeing how calculated every conversation was, how she studied your relationship dynamics, and exploited the weak spots she discovered. She didn't just lie, she weaponized your partner's best qualities against your relationship. Your partner needs to fully acknowledge what happened without making excuses or minimizing the damage they caused. A real apology means taking complete responsibility for choosing to trust someone else over you repeatedly, and understanding that their good intentions don't erase the harm they caused. They need to sit with the weight of how their actions affected you, not rush to make themselves feel better. Rebuilding trust requires consistent actions over time, not just words. Your partner must completely cut all ties with this manipulative woman. No contact, no mutual friends passing messages, no checking up on her through social media. Any continued connection, no matter how innocent they claim it to be, shows they still don't fully understand the severity of what happened. They need to create concrete boundaries to prevent this from happening again. This means committing to discuss any new friendships with you openly, taking your concerns seriously even when they don't immediately understand them, and prioritizing your relationship over any outside opinion. They must prove through daily choices that your perspective matters more than maintaining peace with others. The healing process for your emotional wounds will take time, and your partner needs to be patient with your process without pressuring you to get over it quickly. Some days you might feel ready to move forward. Others you might feel overwhelmed by hurt all over again. Healing isn't linear, and they need to support you through both the good and difficult days. Professional counseling can provide tools for rebuilding communication and trust that you might not discover on your own. A neutral third party can help navigate the complex emotions and create a safe space for honest conversation about what both of you need moving forward. This painful experience can ultimately strengthen your relationship if both of you are willing to do the hard work required. Your partner's newfound understanding of how manipulation works will make them more protective of your relationship in the future. They've learned the expensive lesson that not everyone who appears friendly actually has good intentions. The lessons learned about trust, judgment, and partnership can become the foundation for deeper intimacy and connection. When couples survive betrayal and work through it together, they often develop a level of understanding and commitment that's stronger than what they had before. Your partner now knows what it feels like to almost lose you, and that knowledge can motivate lasting change. Better communication patterns can emerge from this crisis if you both commit to honesty and vulnerability. Your partner has learned that dismissing your concerns damages the relationship, while you might discover new ways to express your needs that help them hear you more clearly. Creating a stronger foundation based on mutual respect means your partner must consistently prioritize your feelings and perspectives going forward. This experience has shown both of you how precious your relationship really is, and what happens when outside influences are allowed to interfere with your bond. The silver lining is discovering that your love is worth fighting for, even when the fight is difficult and painful. There's a critical window for healing that exists right now, while the truth is still fresh and your partner's regret is motivating them toward real change. Waiting too long to address this situation allows resentment to build and wounds to fester, making recovery much more difficult. The shock of this revelation has created an opportunity for honest conversation and genuine transformation that won't last forever. Don't let pride or fear prevent either of you from taking the steps necessary to save your relationship. Professional guidance can provide the tools and perspective you need to navigate this crisis successfully. Many couples have survived similar betrayals and emerged stronger, but only when they took immediate action to address the damage. If this Message resonates with your situation. Show your support by giving super thanks up to $20. Your contribution helps create more content for couples facing these difficult challenges, providing hope and guidance when relationships feel beyond repair. Remember, love that survives betrayal and grows stronger is love worth fighting for.